Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. No intro tonight. Just going straight for it right out of the gate. Kevin couldn't make it. He's I think he's on the road, is he not?
I don't know. We're just live and unsupervised.
Yeah, we're live and unsupervised. It's going to go off the rails tonight, guaranteed. Let's do an introduction first. To my left,
I'm Lisa Wills.
I'm Matt James.
I'm Jared Seymour. That is correct. And you are watching The Sound. Go ahead and smash the like button, hit the share button. Let's get some people in here on the live. But tonight we are going to be talking about Capulet Fest. Did I say that right?
Fest.
Damn it. I did it twice in a row. All right. Capulet Fest. No,
already sideways.
I did that for drama.
Anyway,
Anne's already in the comments. Anne, thank you for joining in. Please ask your questions tonight. But you know how we do. We start the show out before we bring the guest in with the where'd it go? The grudge match. Lisa, I'll let you take it over, being that this is one of your artists for Ladies Night, correct? Artist of the month, artist spotlight.
Yeah, actually, and also she we had her on the sound check, and she actually won the sound check with her song "Over It," and she's going to be playing a Capulet Fest this year. So go ahead, our challenger for the grudge match tonight, going up against Transient.
That's right.
Gina Fritz with Over It.
Okay, well, let's go right into the video. So here we go.
Pacing around, lost my patience. Yeah, you were bringing me down. Pick myself back up, then I started again. You kept on saying all these things that excite you. I chose to believe all those stories would haunt me. They crawl through my dreams. Yeah, I'm trying to fight all the things that I see when my eyes are closed tight, but they won't let me be. Yeah, I gave my all, but it wasn't meant to be. I keep my focus, moving forward, I stay doing me, yeah. I have learned to keep it to myself, yeah. I watched us fall. You buried us yourself, yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it, so over it. You buried us yourself. Myself, yeah, I used to drink feelings away when I felt them. I self-medicated. I hated the way that you made me feel like I needed escape. Take it back right now. All the shit coming out your mouth. I told you once, I'll tell you twice. Pick your chin up off the ground. Take it back right now. This ain't what I'm about. I wore myself out wearing thin. This liquor helps me drown. Keep my focus, moving forward. I stay doing me, yeah. Keep it to myself. I've watched us fall. Oh, you buried us yourself. I have learned to keep it to myself, yeah. I've watched us fall. Oh, you buried us yourself, yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it, so over it.
Legit.
Right. Yeah, that was Jana Fritz. She's out of Connecticut. She will be playing Capulet Fest this year. Actually, can I leak what I'm gonna do for the June edition of our magazine?
Do it. It's your
I
article.
am
Do
doing
it.
an article on the ladies who are coming to rock Capulet Fest. And I just had a great interview with her last week. I've got a couple more artists and I'm scheduling to interview. So that should be a really nice little article the beginning of June, hoping to get people up to Connecticut.
I'm a moron. I mean, Capulet. Where did I get the other T when I said I mean, where did I even get that from?
You know what? Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I mean, God, what an idiot. Anyway, anybody that watches the show shouldn't be surprised. So if you were surprised, it's your fault. Is how I look at that. There are a lot of people in the comments. Let's shout it out. I see Allison, Melissa. What is up? Holly. Hey, how are you? And Diane. Holly again. Thank y'all so much for being in the comments below. If you're new to the show, shout out where you're from, where you're watching us from, and maybe why you're here, how you heard about us, or what band you're looking to see. But that was the video number 1 for the grudge match. It's very simple voting for this. You're gonna have to do it in the comments tonight because I guarantee none of us set up the actual live poll, and I'm not gonna spend the next 10 minutes trying to figure that out. Just drop it in the comments below. Video number 1 for the video you just watched, or when Transient comes on in here in a minute, if you want to vote for them, that'll be video number 2. We'll tally that up. But since we jumped right into the videos, we didn't really get to chat prior to. What's everybody been up to? Lisa, Matt, what have y'all been listening to? That's one of my favorite questions to ask each show that we do. Yeah, I love it when it stumps them too. That's how you know, again, the sign of a true music fan.
Well, yeah. There's been a lot of new music that dropped this past week, and so I know that when I was curating my show, it was like really tough to try and fit in all the artists that I wanted to fit in, the ones I was highlighting this month, plus all the new music. A lot of really good stuff. There's a lot of great shows coming through too, with festival season about to kick off. I don't know about you, but my May is my May is nuts. I know. Loaded? I saw Melissa Carpenter. How you doing? Let's say, I thought maybe, oh gosh, you guys are so cute. I don't know, Matt, what are you listening to? It's so hard.
Obviously there's been a lot of new music. Envision dropped a new banger, which I've been playing a lot, but the past couple of weeks I've actually been down the Mr. Oz Craggs produced rabbit hole, because I just done an insane interview with him for the magazine next month. And he spilled off some bands that I didn't know about. So I've been listening to a bit of Iridium, Drip Fed Empire, and Cicadia. And they're all fire. Go and check them out. I've also had a song on repeat that doesn't drop till Friday. So,
yeah.
Okay. Exclusive access, Mr. Matt James has.
We had the band on the live podcast. Last podcast.
Okay. I was going to say, I think that's
ago.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Then
Shallow Side.
That's who I was gonna say. I've been listening to. See, that was the last podcast for me because I missed the last podcast. But Shallow Side, I've been digging them, man. Their live performance, Lisa, you were not wrong. That was amazing. Man. They were great. Great group of guys too, like super fun to hang out with and talk. We just instantly started talking shit about all kind of stuff. It was fun. Their drummer, the faces that he makes while he's playing was hilarious. I don't know, no egos in the band that I could get a sense of. So like I don't know, I'm a fan. I am sold on
some of the most humble dudes in the industry.
Yes, and didn't realize they'd been around as long as they have, and didn't realize that they played our local bar from way back in the day, Thunder's Tavern. Like Eric had Thunder's stories, which is like, that makes him a local guy, in my opinion. I'm like, you're a local band. So them. And then I went back and started listening. It popped up a few times in my feed. Bullet for My Valentine. Yeah. And I'm like, man, this is great. So that's what I've been listening to. Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to know what you're listening to, especially if it's something that we haven't heard.
Randy from Music Roundtable just said a band that I've never even heard of.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that before I said I bet you can't stump Lisa and Matt, because I would have been wrong.
Adam Burden, Jody, Shantae.
Low Spirit. Yeah, I've heard of Low Spirit. They're good.
Yeah. All right, so let's do it. Let's jump into video number 2. This is going to be the champion. I'm going to assume they won last episode, was their first win.
They're going for the third win.
Shows how much I know. So if they win tonight, they're headed to the very coveted Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Hall of Fame. So this is the band Transient. Lisa, we're ready to roll into it?
Yeah, let's do it. Worlds apart.
Here we go. Whoa.
Yeah. Is there a song that they don't write that's an absolute rager? I mean,
I know.
Trey could sing me the alphabet. Like if you did like hardcore, I would totally listen to that.
Right.
Crazy. That's a phenomenal song. The videos, all their videos are good too. That's another thing with those guys. They always put out a video and it's always good.
Yeah, and they're always just banging live.
One of the weird things about that video I just noticed too is their drummer looks a lot like Phil Cron, Transient's drummer. It's weird.
He does.
He looks a lot like Phil. Yeah, Phil's been on the show too. The next time I'll have to ask him if he's they're related. So anyway, drop it in the comments below. Everybody vote, man. Come on, your vote counts. Video number one or video number two. Yeah, I don't have. We're gonna have to write this down. We're gonna get a.
Yeah,
I've got it.
Matt's got it.
All right.
Okay,
All right, Matt.
thank
Thank
you.
God you're official because I'm not.
I'm not.
All right,
I'm not going to
Lisa.
be talking much tonight because I'm sick. So at least I can be useful.
Okay, you got the crud way over there in the UK, huh?
I've been dying for the past couple of days.
All right, cool. I had it about 2 weeks ago, so I don't know if that's how it travels or who started it. you know, y'all are us. But anyway, Lisa, let's hand it over to you. You're the only official one on the show, so do the intro and let's kick this bad boy off. Let's do
Okay,
it.
well, we are super excited. For those of you who don't know, Capulet Fest is a very intimate rock metal festival that comes to Thompson Speedway in Thompson, Connecticut, June 28th through the 30th. I had the privilege of working there last year. I'll be back this year. I am so excited. There are no big crowds. There are no long lines. You don't have to squint to see the band. They're like literally in your face. It's not like any other festival experience you've ever had. I encourage you to come. But we've got the owner here.
I want to deep dive into this seriously.
Oh.
Like I want to nerd out on this topic.
I got 6 post-it notes with stuff
All right.
written down. We are nerding out. I want to
Let's
hear
go.
everything. I want to hear about planning. I want to hear about ticket pricing, what's new, what all the great upgrades that you can get. There's so much cool stuff that you can do here. It's such a great intimate event. So if you're not looking to go into the really big festivals this year, this is the one that you want to go to. Huge, huge names. August Burns, Red, Nothing More, and Skillet are the headliners. Come on.
There we
Come
go.
on. Yeah. No kidding, man. All right. So we've got him. Let's bring him in. Mr. Estevan Vega. Oh, okay. I was like, who's bringing him in?
There I am. What's up, man?
What's up,
How are
Esteban?
you, sir?
I was lurking in the shadows before now, so now.
There you go.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you. There are so many great things that I could say about your festival. This is the 3rd year.
There is.
Last year was absolutely banging. There were so many great bands. I love your tagline. I love it. What does it say? It's like,
Defy the stars.
yeah.
Or come let us defy the stars. Defy
Yeah.
the stars is the abbreviated version, but
It said, let's make history, come, let us
So-
defy the stars, or something like that.
Before we jump in to start talking about a festival, like we always talk about music that we listen to. Esteban,
Yeah.
I can clearly see that you're a big metalhead. What's been in your ears for the past couple of weeks?
so the new one of the bands is on Capulet Fest, the new Lightworker album, How the Beautiful Decay. I've listened to that probably like 3 or 4 times during my gym workouts. Apart from that, honestly, a lot of the bands that are playing on Capulet Fest this year, I've just been like, I made like a playlist, and I made a couple actually. And there's 55 bands, so like I've just been going through them and just like, you know, listening to them, re-listening to them, and yeah. But Lightworker's the newest one that I've been jamming to.
Yeah, it's a fire album.
Do you have a Capulet Fest playlist that you've issued?
So there is one. So I also run a barbershop, right? So I can't play everything because some of the stuff gets really heavy. So I can't play everything at the shop. But I've made a playlist of all like the, you know, the middle of the road heavy ones. And then another person from our social media pages, he made like a much longer playlist that has like everybody on it. So if you just type in Capulet Fest or Capulet Fest 2024, I'm sure you can find it on Spotify.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm just so stoked. This 3rd year is going to be 3 days.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why you moved the festival to a 3-day event?
A few reasons. So one reason, obviously, every year I'm trying to go bigger. I want to outdo what we did last year, you know, like, and it was the same for year 2. I wanted to outdo what we did the year before. So that's one reason. Another reason was because we had some inclement weather last year, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, well, if it's just 2 days and if one of them has bad weather, and then it's kind of like done. So I wanted to give our festival the biggest opportunity to succeed, to grow, and to have people come out. So I felt like 3 days gave people more chances to come, you know?
Okay, fair enough. You've got quite the lineup. Like I said before, on Friday, you've got August Burns Red with Bless the Fall.
Yeah.
Saturday, Skillet with Saint Asonia, and Sunday, Nothing More and Senses Fail.
Yeah.
I also saw a couple new additions. I saw 0936, Echo, and then Lazy Sturm
Yeah.
announced today.
Yep.
Is that the end of the lineup?
Yeah, today we're done. 55 bands. We made it to the finish line.
Wow. That has
Ooh.
got to take an incredible amount of planning. When do you start thinking about who you want for the following year? Are you already thinking about next year?
So when I was doing interviews like this one last spring, I was we were we were contemplating who we were going to do for 24. And Skillet was on that list of bands we wanted to target. So that was pretty sick when we secured them. They were actually the first headliner that we secured this year. And it's funny cuz we originally were not going to pursue them for this year. We were going to push them off for another year or two. But I really felt in my spirit that we should really try to get them. And first I was lamenting that I had missed a Skillet show that came through Connecticut, and I was at the gym and I was going through my feed. I saw that they were playing. I'm like, crap, I missed it. And I had meant to go, but I forgot to put it in my phone to remind me. I have so much stuff to do, and so like if I don't put it in my phone, sometimes I forget about it.
Oh, I feel that.
So I was at the gym. And I was just rolling through my Instagram feed, and I saw one of their videos, and I'm like, man, dude, like, can you imagine? Because I've been listening to them since I was like in middle school, I think, maybe even younger. They've been around for a minute. And honestly, I was at the gym, and I was kind of like, man, I really would like a band of that size and caliber to be at Capulet Fest. And I said a prayer, and the next day I reached out to them, and their agent got back to us, and we secured it pretty quickly. So.
Nice.
That's so incredible. I mean, the lineup is just so sick. All the different bands that you've got coming, and every single day is absolute fire.
Thank you.
Terms, I mean, so when you start planning it, so you're planning the bands, you're already thinking right now about what you're going to be doing for next year.
Yep.
With that said, when do you start pulling your team together? Because having your team in place early on is so important. When do you start getting those folks who are like, I don't mean like name drop folks,
Sure.
but who do you start getting for your team in place and when?
So thankfully, I work with a very talented dude, Jimmy. Shout out to my boy. He's very good at coordinating and getting a lot of people that he knows in the business. Lisa, we worked with you last year. You were awesome coordinating the meet and greets. And so he has a bunch of people because he's done other festivals before mine, and he's been in the industry for longer than I have. I've been in it about 12 years. He's been in it probably almost my whole life. And so he's been around for a while. So he brings a lot of the on-site staff with him. Apart from that, we're a small crew. We're an independent festival. I do a lot of work. My wife does a lot of work. We have a PR person, Allison. Shout out to her. She does a lot of work. And Jimmy. And so we just kind of pull this thing together. And we started, like I said, brainstorming stuff even before Capulet Fest 2023 for what we wanted to do this year. The gears were already kind of turning for that. But as far as like really pedal to the metal, we started, I want to say August or September for beginning, the planning stages for this year. And so we've been working on it since end of summer, early fall of 20.
Wow. So since it wrapped up last year, like literally maybe a month to finish wrapping up the year before, right? Everyone goes home, they have a break. And then maybe 6 to 8 weeks later, it's like, hey,
I remember after the festival, Jimmy turns to me. He's like, listen, go take a month off and don't even think about Capulet. I'm like, that's not possible, but I'm going to try. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
it's like no break. You just, your break is breathing, try to breathe.
Yeah. My biggest question to you is, obviously this is year 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Year
3 of the festival, second year time.
What made you want to start a festival? What made you start Capulet Fest?
I jokingly tell people that, like, if you want to do something of this magnitude, there's got to be something like mentally wrong with you. So that's God's honest truth. I feel like I feel like anybody who sets out to do something of this size, like why? I've had many people ask me that question. Why am I doing it? I would say the short answer, I just feel compelled to do it. There's something in me that I can't quiet enough. You know, it does, you know, you try to shut it up and it just keeps like bubbling up and you're like, I need to do this. And I don't know. Maybe I wasn't hugged enough as a child. You know, you never know.
No, you're a music junkie. That's
Yeah,
that's easy.
I love
Easy.
music. I have ever since I was a little kid. My older brother bought me a CD in the late 90s, and that was before I was like really into music. At that age, I was just listening to whatever was on the radio. And then that kind of my brother bought me an old Audio Adrenaline. I don't even know if people know who that band is. They had an album called Some Kind of Zombie. And that was like my introduction into like rock, and it was very tame. I grew up in a Christian household, and so we weren't really allowed to like listen to a lot of secular music. And so they became like my favorite band. And I remember I bought a poster from them, and looking back, it was very, very tame, but I had it on my wall. I was probably like 12 or 11, and my dad's like, why does everyone look pissed off? My dad never understood. I think he got it later on once I started promoting shows, but he never really got why I like heavy music. And it's that kind of passion that I love the community. I love like creating environments where people can kind of be a little bit freer and just chill out for a couple hours, pull their girlfriend or boyfriend close to them and just, rock out to something awesome, sing along at the top of your lungs, even though you sound terrible, mosh if you want to, crowd surf if you want to, try your best to get up to that microphone and sing with the singer or shake their hand, or like those moments. I think that's kind of what really drives me. Obviously it's the love of music. It's the love of art. It's a desire to make impact in this generation. It's kind of all of those things,
Yeah. Matt nailed that question. That was killer. I want to dive a little bit deeper. Like, did you say you run a barbershop? Is that what you said?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about like from that world to branching out into not the why of like the love of music. I got that part, but like
Sure.
the logistics and the business of putting yourself out there to do what's now turning into a 3-day festival. I mean, that's a leap, right? That's a logistic nightmare. It's not easy.
I wish all I had to do was like coordinate the talent,
Right.
and like,
no, it's so much more than that.
And build it, like do the talent, get the graphics together, and just build it. And then, all right, peace. See you later, guys.
Yeah,
that would be great.
It's not that.
There's a lot of unfun parts of this whole journey too. So the barbershop thing kind of, that was never part of my plan. I'm an author too. I've written several books. That's actually how I kind of got into the music promoting business. I was doing a book signing. A kid came up to me. He had, for one of my releases of one of my books, I did a rock concert to kind of push the event. And I don't know if he came to that or if he had heard about it, but later on, maybe like a year after that happened, I was at a book signing and he came up to me and he told me that he was starting to get into music, as far as like the promoting side of it, and he wanted to kind of partner up. And that's kind of like the beginning of where Capulet started. And then, we kind of parted ways before our first show ever even happened. So then I kind of just took Capulet and kind of ran with it. But all of that happened like 2012, I think, is when. No, yeah, 2012 is when we started. And I wasn't even cutting hair at that time. I was still in school. I was young. I was like 22 or 23. And it had gotten to the point where I had transferred so many times in college because of my writing, and partially because of my writing, but partially because I was looking for the experience, and you never quite find it. So yeah, I went into barbering because I kind of hit my wit's end. I was kind of sick of school. I didn't want to write any more papers. I wanted to focus basically on just my writing, my personal writing, my novels and stuff. And financially, I needed money to continue touring and doing stuff. And my dad had the barbershop and he's like, get your license, come work with me. And it was kind of the only job that I like felt I wouldn't hate. If I had to take a 9 to 5, which was never, again, I cannot stress this enough, never part of my plan. And so, yeah, I worked with him for 8 years or so. And then, you know, unfortunately, my father passed away and I kind of took over the shop. And so now I run the shop and I do the concerts and I have, yeah, I have a crazy life right now.
What type of novels do you write? What kind of writing?
Usually they're all fiction, psychological, supernatural, sci-fi type stuff.
Killer. All right, cool. So you're an artist as well. So that's awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it all goes together. Everything is like, you know.
Yeah.
all
Do
kind
you
of
do you do music, play music in any way, shape, or form?
I only sing in the shower.
Okay. All right. So that's Kevin's our guy for that, right? Like he's as addicted as we all are, but he doesn't really play music, which I love the fact that like if you don't make the music, but you're still that addicted, like that's to me is like awesome, right? So I appreciate that. What do you having done the festival? This will be year 3, like we mentioned. Like what have you learned? Like I love when I hear musicians talk and bands talk about things, especially when it comes to shows, even if it's just a local show, right? Complain about this or that, you know, and I didn't know any better until I got into that side of the thing. You know, we did Rockin' the Sound, and that was a 1-day event, not a 3-day event, and just learned so much, you know, like the logistics of everything. Like you said, if you could just buy the talent, build it, make a cool graphic and put it out there, and that was all that it was, it would be so much fun, you know, but it is not that. And if you've never done it, we're not going to go into all those details of what it really is, but what have you learned when it comes to the not so fun, not so artistic side of it that is the most challenging, I guess you'd say, that you didn't expect?
Okay, so one of the things is like all the paperwork and the LLC forming and like doing taxes.
Permit.
I hate all that stuff.
It's terrible. It's
Yep.
terrible.
Um,
I asked that question so like our music audience will appreciate what it is you're doing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that's not the fun part, and it's like you go through all this stuff to make these events happen, but then on top of that, you build a great bill like you have, right? Like for the artists. So you have to know both.
Yep. Getting all the stuff for the riders. That's not awesome.
All the brown M&M bowls. Yes, I get it.
So like for more of the local show, like when I do a club show, which I'm not doing a ton this year. I am doing one in May. But yeah, before this, like last year, I think I did 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7. We did a lot yet last year in addition to Capulet Fest. And like, so, you know, they have riders and they have what, you know, things that they would like, and you know, some of the beverages, alcohol beverages, foods, what they like. This person has this allergy, this person has that allergy, no gluten, this. It's like, so that kind of stuff, I don't love that.
Buyout. What's the buyout?
Sometimes we do that. That's right.
The buyout.
Yep. Sometimes the where bands are billed becomes an issue. And I didn't know that was
egos shall commence.
Yes, I didn't know that was a thing until last year, because I had never done a show where bands complained about where they or asked to be in a different position. So that was something that I learned last year that we dealt with again this year, and we had to do some shuffling for that. The preparation, like week of, day of, is very stressful and hectic. You know, getting all the last minute funds together, the checks, the getting last minute things, and then even just like bringing my family up to the hotel. Like last year, like the night before the first day, like after we had done all the setup and it's like 1 or 2 in the morning, we leave the Speedway. I would go to the hotel with my wife and son, and they gave my room to somebody else. And legit, like, my wife and son are in the car. My son was a year and a half, and my wife's sister and her husband and her 2 kids were in the car also. And it's like 2 in the morning, and I had to get up for the festival the next day, and we don't have a room for like an hour. We're sitting outside until they coordinate. Oh, I'm the night person, and the morning person switched, and they mess up your room. And I don't really care. I just need to sleep. You know, I'll sleep on this couch. Let me just sleep here. you know.
Yeah.
You know, little things like that that you just don't expect. Oh, and also before, so whenever you're planning something massive like this, crap is going to go wrong in your personal life.
Oh yeah.
Like the day before, I think it was the Thursday before the festival last year. I'm driving home from the Speedway, and I'm about 15 minutes away from my house, and my car starts smoking like crazy. Dude,
Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
Right.
I'm in full panic mode, and I'm like, just get me home. The emergency light is flashing on my dash, like Mayday,
Well.
Mayday, we're gonna die. Luckily, yeah, it was overheating. I don't even remember what the problem was, but thank God I made it home. But yeah, that's just the stress of that. Then having to coordinate after the festival and all the stresses of that, like talking to a mechanic, and like I just don't want that stress. But that's what happens, and you just gotta roll with it. You gotta deal with all of your personal stuff, your 9 to 5, and then this is like your side hustle that actually sucks more of your time than you expect. But it's the one that you like the most, so you devote time to it. So it's like this.
We are all the same person. Here on the show, we are all the same person.
Yeah.
Everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth. I got one more. I got one
Wear
more
a mouth
question.
guard. That's life's goal, or that's life's
Yeah.
lesson rather. That's
Yeah,
life's lesson.
I got one more question, and I think Lisa can probably can dovetail off of this as well. But you said about the lights going off. It reminded me. Somebody told me their story about their daughter. She said all the emojis lit up on my dashboard. The emojis. Have you ever heard that? That's
I
hilarious.
have it.
Yeah, I've never heard that. The emojis on the dashboard. But my question
Yeah,
is,
it's the bomb, it's the skull, it's
yeah, the kissy face went off. I don't know what that
The
means. What does
fire
that mean?
symbol. You know.
Yeah. Are these bad? No, but my question is, Lisa, you mentioned this on the intro too, because I'm new to this. She's way more ahead of me on this. But what about the intimacy? You mentioned that. Explain that to me and the viewers, because that when I heard that kind of piqued my interest, because we see, you mentioned Lisa as well, like festival seasons coming up, right? And now that's kind of like where live music is going, like these big 4-day Thursday through Sunday freaking stacked bills with just band. And I think it's cool. I'm about to go to one, but intimacy, explain that to me. How is this one different?
So what's Lisa or me?
No, go ahead. You do it.
I just knew
I'm sorry, Lisa. I wasn't trying to.
No,
Lisa,
go ahead.
Well, so let me say my opinion, but then I also want to hear Lisa's opinion because she was there too as an outsider. Well, an insider, but an outside perspective. What's cool about our festival, I think, is the proximity of one is the proximity of our stages, right? Our outside stage and our inside stage are like, I don't even know if it's a minute walk from each other. They're very cool, and they're facing the opposite way. So like, even if one of them is firing at the same time as the other, they don't really compete with each other. You know, it's an enjoyable experience no matter which stage you're at. And one of them's inside, one of them's outside. So that provides two different experiences, but both are really cool experiences. We have a video wall on both stages. So either way, you're getting good production, you're getting high quality experiences on both ends. Also, we have in between there, we have like the food trucks, the vendors, the merch for all the bands. And it's just, everything is kind of like self-contained. I think the closeness, the proximity of everything. And then also just like, I don't know. I think because we're still building the festival, that it's just a much more like tight-knit communal experience, I would say. Lisa, what was your experience? What do you think?
Well, I've been to a lot of the big festivals, and you know where you are at those big festivals in a sea of 150,000 people. You're way at the back somewhere, unless you go crazy once in a while. You go up to rail because you're hoping to die, but you're like, you have to see the show through the monitors. There's no other way for you to see it. You can't see the performers. You have to like binoculars, all that. That is not what happens here. This is, when I say intimate, I mean intimate. There's not 150,000 people there. Okay. Yeah. It's much smaller. You can park on site. You walk over a little footbridge. It's very cute. And then boom, there's the main stage. And it's on a paved, it's on the speedway. It's on like a paved area. And maybe you could get, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 rows of people there, but that's not really that far for a festival. And there's plenty of room. Like there's room to move around. You don't have to squint to see everybody. You can take good pictures. You know what I mean? If you want to go with your phone and take pictures, you can do that. You can take video. You can get all of that experience. And not only that, but a lot of the artists are mingling in the crowd. They're not just sitting around in their vans or in their buses. They're out walking around. They're walking to craft services. They're going to walk straight through to craft services. You know, like, and they're around. And not only that, but the huge festival experience also doesn't have this meet and greet experience. There's a huge meet and greet experience at Capulet Festival. All of the headliners are participating. I'm going to tell you who's participating in the meet and greet. Ready for this? Friday, August Burns Red, Bless the Fall, Haste the Day, and Sleep Theory. Saturday, Skillet, Saint Estonia, Red, Upon a Birding Body, Gideon, 0936, Impending Doom, It Dies Today, Mike's Dead, and Live Kill. Sunday, Nothing More, Senses Fail, 10 Years, Taproot, Lacey Sturm, Alisana. I think Every Avenue. Is it Every Avenue?
Every Avenue's on it. Yep.
Yep. I can't tell what this last thing says. And
Letter Kills is on there too.
Thank you. Okay, I wasn't sure if I wrote it right. And then
Islander. Yep.
And these are all meet and greets that you can go, and it's in a nice air-conditioned room. You're not out sweating somewhere. It's a nice closed door event. You know, it's very intimate, and the artists sit there and they take the time and they talk to you. They take pictures in front of a beautiful banner. It's a very intimate event. The food trucks, everything is so close by. You know, you don't have far to go. You're not walking for miles. It just doesn't happen that way. And it's clean, it's tight. And I have to tell you, for me, I would much rather spend my money going to a festival like this where I'm going to be able to get that one-on-one experience with an artist and be able to see their faces without having to try and kill myself to do so. That's for me. Like, I would much rather do that. I live in Virginia. I've got to drive 10 hours to go to Capulet Fest, and I don't mind doing it.
Well, that's awesome. One thing that was cool, I remember when we were, I got to catch most of Memphis Mayfire's set last year, and I was in the way back, and I could see him. You know, it was really cool.
You can stand in the grass and still see them.
Yeah.
You know,
here's a good question: how are food prices at Capulet Fest?
It's funny. I was going to ask him about the food vendors, if there were any different food vendors coming this year. They weren't bad. I didn't think that they were actually, I thought they were pretty decent. Maybe like $10 to eat. It wasn't bad.
I know we're going to have more options this year. That was one thing that people had mentioned on the socials. They wanted more food options, more beverage options. Both of those are going to be we're going to get several more this year. So rest assured.
I want to dig into this year's live because I know, Lisa, you've got a lot of questions.
Jared, I feel like you've been trying to ask a couple of questions.
No.
Shut up, Egg.
I want to dig into the lineup. Now, we haven't got an updated graphic because you haven't made one since the last announcements, but look at this for a lineup.
Oh, there's so many TBAs in there.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, tomorrow, we're getting this tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's going to look way sexier than this. And this is already sexy.
But, 0936 has been announced since that graphic. Lacey Strum got announced today. You know, it's an insane, it's a ridiculous lineup. And, ticket prices are reasonable. Like Lisa was saying with the meet and greet, how much would you pay to go to a meet and greet per band at a show? Whereas
I'll tell you right now, to meet Nothing More, I believe it's $125. That was the last time I met them. To meet Skillet, you're talking more than that. You can meet every single one of these bands for $700.
Wow.
Yep. You can easily put a 1 in front of that 7 and still not meet all those bands.
So I want to piggyback off of that. So, and what she is saying is the Royal Pass, which is everything. So what she's saying is all three days, all meet and greets for all 3 days, VIP parking, VIP merch. I feel like and the Capulet Lounge. You get to chill whenever you want, as long as there's enough room in that space. That's why we limit the Royal Passes. The lounge can you know, you can hang in there for a half an hour, go sit down, and then come back out, you know, into the heat for the festival. So like, which also has nice bathrooms too, nice indoor bathrooms. I know that sounds silly, but like at a festival, that's not always a guarantee, you know.
Yeah,
That's a
not if
huge
you've ever
deal.
been to a festival. That's not silly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
That's a huge deal for a
Yeah,
festival.
yeah.
A bathroom, an actual toilet with
Mhm.
air
So
conditioning.
I hope everybody on the live can see. Like I'm sharing it right now. Like I
Yeah.
mean, there you go. I mean,
Oh
look
yeah,
at
and
these.
there's other stuff there too. That includes the poster, like the lanyards, earplugs,
Yeah.
complimentary waters. I mean, like it's really an awesome value. Like, and I'm saying this as like a consumer too. I go to shows too. I pay for tickets too. Like, so I understand being on the other end of this. I'm not just trying to like milk people.
No,
Like,
and that's one
when
thing I
when
love.
we price these things, like we took all that into consideration and be like, well, what would you pay to experience these things? And if all you want is just to do the meet and greets, that's a separate option as well. You don't have to do the Royal Pass. I personally think the Royal Pass is the best value, especially if you're going to come for the weekend. It gives you every amenity possible, and it's way cheap. But if you want to do just the meet and greet for Saturday and you want to do just the meet and greet for Sunday, those are ticket add-ons too, and it's only $175, and it's only $100 I think for Friday. So we really want people to participate in this. We're trying to make it as affordable as humanly possible for everybody.
And there's one thing I love about Capulet, like I saw last year when Lisa and Joe went, and the lineup then as well, and the way it was run, and you know the way Jimmy does things as well, and you organising it. It's a rock festival for the rock people, by rock people, people that go out to these shows and you know pay for these tickets, and they're not like overly stinging you like some of these huge festivals are. You know, it's what I love about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I saw a really Randy had asked earlier up in the comments, and I don't know that you have this yet. Do you have hotel packages, or is that something, this is still the third year, something that's hopefully going to be worked on for next year?
So we don't have like a bundle that includes like ticket and hotel and travel and all that. We don't have that, but we do have a hotel partner. And that, I believe we put that on the website either yesterday or today. So if you go into, I'm in this Zoom right now. I don't know where it is, but my wife, she's amazing at all the website stuff. It's on there. So there's a part where either it's with the camping, I believe.
Lodging, Wellsworth Hotel.
There you go. Yep. So there is a discount for attendees. I want to say it's like a $30 or $40 discount per night.
That's
and they have a king option. They have a queen option, like 2 queens versus a king. And it's a very nice hotel. It's, you know, so I stayed there last year. Obviously my late night fiasco notwithstanding, it was a very nice hotel to stay at.
How many
so
people?
here it is right here. I mean, we can see it, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
How many
On-site
people do
camping
you
is 100.
anticipate? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jared.
No, I mean, you can see it on the screen. On-site camping is 100 plus 1583 tax, and then, like you said, the Wellsworth Hotel, right?
Yep.
169 plus tax per room per night. Am I reading that right? Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. Or I mean, for people who do go to festivals like this, I mean, not to say your hotel's not nice, but I try to Airbnb it.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? Look around. You know, Boston's only an hour north, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
so
I mean,
that's another cool aspect about the festival, right? It's centrally our goal is to reach New England, right? We want to have a footprint in all of New England. We want to be the premier festival for New England. So where we're situated is like right smack in the middle. You're like 45 minutes from Worcester. You're like maybe an hour from Providence. You're an hour and 10 minutes from Boston. You're either an hour or less from Hartford, maybe a little over an hour to New Haven. Manchester, New Hampshire, I want to say you're 90 minutes. So like no matter where you are, you know, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Boston, like it's not that far to get to Capulet Fest, you know?
Right. And Thompson, Connecticut, I'll tell you, it's a sleepy little town. You know, there's not a whole lot going on there.
Maybe that's working against us. Maybe I should be in a metropolis, but for the festival setting, it's cool.
I like the setting. I think it is great that it's in a sleepy little town because you know what? That means there's not a whole lot of extra other stuff going on there. I mean, you don't have to worry about traffic. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. This is very easy to get to. It's easy to park. It's a no-brainer, I think. I think it's a
Right.
no-brainer, and I love how small it is. I mean, is that your goal to keep it small, or are you hoping that it's going to wind up as some
It's
gigantic?
small.
The way that it is. What do you anticipate for attendance this year? Let's try and put it in that.
I feel it's so funny. I love what you're saying, Lisa, but I feel like it's my wedding night, and my wife keeps saying, "Oh, babe, it's so cute looking."
Correct. Hey, I'm a guy. I know. She's like, whoa, with the small.
so
Easy with the small.
It's so adorable.
It's huge. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
We just
That's all I was trying to help you.
we gotta do an urban dictionary. Small means big.
Correct.
When talking about festivals, it's really huge.
There's three men on this screen. Yeah, small means big.
That's right. Freakishly huge, I think, is what.
Hey, I like the word.
Are you looking to maintain the intimacy of the festival?
Yeah,
There you go. I was gonna say intimacy is the word.
There you go.
Is the word.
Okay.
So what's cool about the Speedway too is like right now we're only utilizing a portion of it. You know, we're only in one chunk of the Speedway. There's a whole 2 or 3 more sections that we could actually utilize. So my goal is to actually get to a point where we're utilizing the entirety of the campus, you know? So yeah, I like the intimacy factor, but I also don't, everything I try to do, like it needs to be the biggest that it can be. You know, I want to maximize what, if I'm going to be devoting my whole time and energy and effort into something, I want to make it the biggest impact that it can make. So
yeah.
This is okay for now, but my goal next year, I want to double, and then the year after that, I want to double, and the year after that, and so on and so forth.
I will say this, making it better every year, isn't it? So that kind of leads me on to the question I was going to ask. So obviously, you said you've been listening to Skillet a long time, and they're headlining it this year.
Sure.
Who would be your ultimate headliner for Capulet Fest?
Oh boy,
he's got him this year.
I will say the headliners that we got this year are all bands that like I've loved for many years, right? So like again, ABR, I've been listening to them since I want to say I was 17 or 18. I'm 35 for context, so it's a while. And Nothing More. I actually met Mark from Nothing More, the guitar player, in 2010. I was at a festival in New Jersey called RevGen, and his band was playing, and I didn't know who they were yet. This is before they got signed to the big record label. And he walks by I was there selling my books, right? So he walks by my table, and I start talking about my books, about me, about, and then he starts talking to me about his band, and we just kind of clicked, and we exchanged phone numbers, and I gave him a shirt, and he gave me The Few Not Fleeting, that album. And ever since then, I became a fan of them, and I've been to several of their shows, and I've kept in touch with Mark over the years. I wouldn't say that we're like best buds, but I would say that we're acquaintances, and he's cool. And every chance I get a chance to see him, I do. And yeah, so just being able to book them, like I wanted to book them back when Capulet first started, and it just never panned out, and I actually wanted them for year 1 of Capulet Fest, and it didn't work out that year. And so to have them finally being on the festival, that's huge, and then I already told you about Skillet. So like, honestly, these headliners are kind of already hitting a dream of mine. And then on top of that, like Red, I've always wanted to book them. Saint Asonia, the fact like he used to be in 3 Days Grace, like and their Saint Asonia stuff is awesome. Senses Fail, like all these bands, Bless the Fall, like dude, like Haste the Day. My wife and I, like, our quote unquote song is one of the Haste the Day songs. We joke about that. We played one of them at our wedding. And so like these are bands that that's what's I don't know if this is the same for every festival promoter or festival founder, but like for me, I sometimes people will critique the lineup, or sometimes maybe there's a band that they wanted that didn't get on there. And I just want everyone to know, like, I'm a music lover first before I'm a promoter. And so like when I'm building these lineups, it's bands I love. It's bands that like mean something to me, and I'm passionate about it. And so I don't take it lightly, like what it is that I'm trying to build, you know, me and the team who are trying to build this. It's you know, we're very serious about it. So
not to mention you have to deal with touring schedules and who's available and the
correct.
date and the location. That's that whole other side of it, you know.
Like we had a number of band requests, some of the bands who are from Connecticut or New England, and it's they just name dropping all these bands, and I'm like, yeah, every single one of those bands we reached out to, all of them.
Yeah.
And many times, I don't want to, like, probably shouldn't say this, but and many times we offer them more money than we should, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
That's the kicker.
You know, I mean, it's just how it is. It's like it's schedule. It's sometimes they're just not available, or they just came off of a tour and they want to take a break, or there's so many factors that go into planning something of this magnitude that, and I will say this, in the past, I think some of the bands weren't ready to take a risk on a new festival like us. And sometimes
legitimate concern.
Sometimes you just have to prove yourself. And so we are still proving ourselves, but I'm pretty sure after year 3, I don't think we're gonna have to prove ourselves anymore.
Well,
I was just going to say, Diane brought up something that I think is also really important to address for people who go to festivals. What about ADA? Is this something that is easily accessible? I mean, all I can say is I thought it was pretty accessible, but I'm not the one.
I was going to say, you were there. I don't
mobility issues.
I don't think anyone who deals with any type of handicap like that is going to have an issue at a festival. If there is something that, I will say this, please, people, don't abuse it. But if you are someone who is ADA or somebody who has an issue or something, reach out to us. You know, as long as you have any kind of documentation that, you know, I don't want scammers, but if you have documentation, legitimate thing, and there's some way we can accommodate you, we're going to do our best to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I want to say, like, again, going back to the intimacy of the festival, like, I know you as a promoter grow bigger, you know, that obviously do that, but like,
I'm sure, and that there's a caveat there too, right? I'm sure at some point there's a, like, too big.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I've watched Lisa and Matt post pictures from Download Festival, and I've watched videos on YouTube of Download festivals for many years, and I would love to go. I've been to festivals in New Orleans, Louisiana, that are massive. You know, I watched Rage Against the Machine, like Lisa said, on a screen, you know, so far back. You know, I was there, I heard it, but did I get that experience? Kind of a little. I can kind of check the box, but like, I would have loved to have been way closer. So there is something to say about what you're offering right now that our audience here on this show, what we promote. Do I love the massive bands that are already out there that we all know? Absolutely. But what is this show focused on? We want to catch those guys on the up and coming when they're still in the clubs or the hometown shows, because it's just, you know, when you're into music, if you're into baseball, you want to catch them in AAA, right? Like, you want to know and you want to watch them go up to the bigs. That's what we do here. So if your festival is that, like, I applaud you just for being at the stage that you're at right now.
Right. And
there's a lot of great up and coming bands. Go ahead.
Yeah, I took my nephew to his first ever rock show, right? And I took him to Slam Dunk Festival over here, which is a massive.
Oh, dude.
Right, that was his first ever concert. And I said to him at the time, because we were different places at different, because one of the tents, there was a stage either end and they were swapping around, so it was quite difficult to move. And I said to him at the time then, I said, your experience at a show all depends on where you're stood in that audience. So if you're up front on the rail near the pit, you're feeding off that energy. Whereas if you stood at the back and people are just there, like, it's the energy around you that feeds off. So that intimate festival that Capulet Fest is, you're going to get that energy regardless of where you stood, really.
It's like watching sports like the NFL or something during COVID when there was no audience and they'd score a touchdown, and it's just kind of like, okay, you're winning, versus like with the crowd and people are, you know, and it's screaming and it's roaring and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it's the energy, you know, it is. You mentioned something earlier though, too. You said, I guess, was it during last year's festival, somebody come on, they were playing and you were in the back? So like, what is your experience? You're not side stage just enjoying everything, right? You're all over the place, like dealing with putting out fires, right?
Yes. So like I'll catch like 2 or 3 songs here and there throughout the day, but there's a lot of running around. And oh, this person needs this. Oh, this person needs this. Oh, I'm hopping in a golf cart. Oh, my wife needs help with the tickets over here. Oh, this person needs,
Right.
and so there's a lot of that. And last year, my wife got mad at me because I didn't bring her food in time because I was watching Norma Jean, and I'm like, but honey, I need to though. Don't you understand?
Right.
So, that's why I say I'm a fan. I'm a fan before I'm a festival promoter. But yeah, I sometimes I like being in the back because you get kind of like the God perspective, where you get to see what everyone's doing, and how everyone's responding to the environment. I remember last year there was this kid who dressed up like Scooby-Doo, and he was like there. I'm pretty sure he was there the whole weekend, but
He
like,
was.
yeah. So he's,
Which is cool.
so stuff like that is kind of cool, or like when we posted some of the pictures, people would be like, oh, I'm there in the front row. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's my friend. Oh, that's my girlfriend. And so like, that's another part of that intimacy thing where it's like the social community is part of who went to the event. And so that kind of camaraderie that builds. But yeah, I like sitting in the back for the most part. Every once in a while I'll rush to the front and catch 1 or 2 songs just to be amidst the people.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely in
last,
the mix.
I'd just like to say, first, I want to thank Lisa for making this interview happen and putting you on our radar. But also to you just for being on the live stream tonight and promoting this, again, from the big festivals to the mediums to the whatever size to the ones that, and I'm not going to name names, that maybe didn't go so well, that have got bad publicity, that have had major issues with this, that, and the other thing that I think I heard the other day is selling tickets with no lineup. Did I hear that right? Like
Virginia.
I wonder which one.
I don't know.
I'm not hating. I don't know all the details. I'm just the headline reader, and I'm like, sounds a little off, but whatever. But kudos to you for jumping on here tonight and still promoting hand-to-hand combat, promoting your festival. This is our audience, this is what we do, and this is what we believe in. So if y'all are watching on the live or listening on the podcast replay, like, go check it out, go to the website, look at the tickets. $700, Lisa. I mean, you nailed it. I mean, that's for what you're getting. Holy shit.
And that's the Royal Pass. That's everything.
That's what I'm saying. That's the top tier. That ain't just, that's everything.
Yeah. Incredible bands. A lot of bands that you've seen on this show. Virtue is going to be there. Adelita's Way. Like so many great bands that you love from this podcast that I know you love from listening to radio. And I'm going to be there.
Yeah. One thing
I mean, that's really the only reason to show up.
One thing I love about the lineup is there is a lot of up and coming bands on that lineup.
And Lisa will sign your forehead too, said, for free.
Esteban, you said about growing Capulet Fest and growing Capulet Fest and growing Capulet Fest as the years go on. And do you think once you've grown it to a point where you're happy with it in Thompson, Connecticut, that you may branch out to other states?
Listen at Matt go. He is pushing you to take over. I love it, Matt.
Yeah, that's definitely, I would love that. Yes. We've talked about it already, but
you heard it here, people.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Exclusive.
I said they heard it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Esteban's plan to take over the world.
Yeah.
Well, I dropped a link to your website in the comments below, and I know it went to, I can see YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So I'm sure that's the best place to hit you up to get tickets, to get more information. Is the website. Yeah. So
if there's any artists that want to try and play for next year, is there a way for them to submit to do that?
Yep. Our website has a submission page. We got clobbered. There were so many bands submitting. Shout out to all the bands. We did look at them. I know sometimes we were getting hit up from the submission page, but then also people were messaging us on the socials and sending us emails. And I see them all. or we have looked at them all. It's just when you're building a lineup and you only got 55 bands and you can only dedicate like 5 or 10 slots to these up and coming bands, it makes the selection process very challenging because there were bands that I wanted to put on, but like we just didn't have the space for them. And so that's another benefit to growing that I would like to see. I would like us to do more stages, you know what I mean, and have more options for bands to be on there.
Hey,
And
one
also,
way they can help you with that. Sorry, Matt, didn't mean to cut you off. One way they can help the bands with that, submit obviously, but maybe share some stuff about the festival. Maybe do a live and talk about the festival. Maybe help promote that festival, right? Like that's what people don't understand. I'm not saying that's going to give you a guaranteed pass, but I guarantee you'll notice it.
Right.
And
You're
Melissa
right.
Dean, really quick, there is, I believe, a page on the website if you want to come and volunteer at the festival, correct?
There is
Yep.
Capulet.
Yeah.
Yep. There's
And
Yep.
like Esteban was just saying, like he checked out all these bands that submitted. Don't get pissy if you don't get on this year because there's always next year or the year after. Like once you
Matt,
submit it, like staying in Esteban's head of this
Yeah.
band really wants to play. I really like them. I couldn't fit in this year. Maybe we'll eye them up for next year.
Yeah. The best
And
way to
I
get
would
on
just
the
tell all the
year is-
bands, like grow during that time. Grow your fan base, grow your skill set, your talent, grow your presence on stage, grow your social media, your Spotify numbers, grow your content, your videos. Like take this time to get better and demand that people take notice of your stuff and your band. And
Amen.
you know what I mean? Like that's how you get on these things.
and also go buy business cards with a QR code on it, put them in your pocket, buy a ticket, go to the show, and then hand them out.
There you go. Yeah. I was just gonna say, sometimes I think bands kind of put the cart before the horse, you know, they want to be on festivals, but it's like they haven't sold out small rooms yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or they can't bring 50 or 60 people, and it's
Right.
like you're just not ready yet. You know, if you don't have 60 if you don't have a 60-person fan base, you're still at the club level, and that's okay.
Right.
Work on that, work where you're at, and then come in and hit us up when you're at the next level, and then you're ready to be on the festival. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of recognize where you're at and then grow, and then people will take notice.
100%.
I love it, man. I
Yeah.
love it, dude. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate
It was. It really was. And feel free to like blast this all over your stuff, like in
Definitely.
clips you need or whatever. Like send it out.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you, and I'm looking forward to writing the article about the festival in June about the ladies coming to rock Capulet Fest. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time, sir.
All
We
right, guys.
appreciate you.
I love
All
the
right.
post in the back, Matt. Good stuff.
Thank you.
I love how he has a poster of my show, and I don't even have one. It's amazing.
I have the other one.
God, that
There's
thing's
two.
beautiful. Look at that thing.
We'll get you one this year.
I know. I
There
need
you
one.
go.
That's beautiful.
I love it. Have a good night, bro. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Thank you, Esteban.
Thank you.
Hope
All
you
right.
all
So
enjoyed that.
I just want to flick up the lineup again.
It's
Yeah,
sick.
go ahead.
It's friggin'
Go and
sick.
buy those tickets, people. Look at that lineup.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's too many TBAs. Go and check out the Capulet socials, and you'll find out the entire lineup tomorrow.
I love it. I love it. I don't know. I dig everything about that. I appreciate him jumping on and talking to us about it. Like that just fits our audience and what we're about, in my opinion, so much. You know what I mean? Like up and coming festival, making a name, getting the bands, providing for the audience. It's killer. It really is.
Yeah.
really
It is. Do we have a winner for the grudge match, Matt?
Yeah, Matt, were you
We're not getting into that yet because we got something else we need to talk about.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
we have
right.
one more flyer real quick for anybody on my end of town.
Yeah.
It's the Metal and Beer Fest 7. Let me hold on one second, Matt. Don't change anything yet. Boop, there we go. Saturday, May 18th at the Gulfport Dragway, another dragway slash venue. And that's in Mississippi. I don't know where everybody's watching from, but you can see the bands on here. I can't read all of them, so I'm not going to read any of them. It's a metal fest. It's heavy. They've been doing it for a while now here, and it is going to be killer, man. There's a lot of great talent that's going to be playing. It's a cool venue. It's a cool setup.
And we're going to be there.
Yes.
We're gonna
Yes.
booth there.
Kevin will be there with our tent set up as the sound. So Matt, real quick, right there, I got go look up Metal and Beer Fest. I think you can type that into Facebook and it'll come up. Maybe let me see here. I'll pull that back down. I'll drop a link in the comments as Matt's telling.
There's an event page in our chat, Jared.
Okay. Oh, I can't get to that quick enough to drop it in the live, but go check it out. Again, May 18th. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of killer music. It's going to be heavy. You're going to want to go there, and you're going to want to be there. So, Matt, did you tally it up?
Yeah.
All right. And do you want to do a drum roll, or do you just want to go right into it?
We're just going to say with an absolute annihilating landslide with 100% of the votes, Transient is in the Hall of Fame.
They made it to the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, Transient.
Yeah. I love the song. I love both songs.
They're putting out some killer music lately as well. Well, all their music's killer, but it's they put banger after banger after banger, and they're dropping them quite frequently lately. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and then when we talked to them, they said they have a lot of stuff in the pipeline too, right?
Yeah, for the rest of the year. They said they had enough music to go for the rest of the year.
Keep themselves relevant and keep themselves going with new music and stuff. So
yeah, I just dropped a link to the Metal and Beer Fest too for people that were listening to that earlier announcement. So just click on those links there in the live and you can go to it. But we love those guys. They haven't put one shitty song out yet. I mean, let me even take that back. They haven't even put one song out that wasn't like pure adrenaline, just in your face, punch you in the face. You know what I mean? Like they don't even have a ballad.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
I still think my favorite track is Goodbye though.
I can't even
That's okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Phil though and ask him if he knows the drummer. Seriously.
Yeah. I'd be interested to hear what he has to say on that.
Trey, I'm gonna write a ballad. Trey, I know you can write a ballad. That was a compliment for me to say that you don't have one. Honest to God.
No, Trey, your voice is insane, dude.
I think if he did write a ballad, it'd be killer.
It would be. Killer.
Anyway,
I want to thank everybody on the live. I want to thank everybody on the replay and definitely on the podcast. Lisa, Matt, I love both of you. Kevin, we missed you tonight. What do we got coming up? What's on the next one? I know it's booked for a couple weeks from now. Drummer's got he does have a big head, Phil. And honestly, Phil, I think his traps are bigger than yours, but I swear y'all look a lot alike. I'm going to be honest with you. It's weird.
Yeah.
So when is our next live?
I think it's.
We haven't actually got anyone booked in on the next live.
I thought we had it scheduled though. Am I making this up?
No, we've got
the first.
It's May 1st.
We've got Envision coming May 15th. But we haven't.
I have it on the calendar as May 1st with doesn't say a guess.
We haven't got anyone booked in yet.
Oh, don't worry. We will fix that. We will remedy that very quickly.
Hey, if you're a band, tag yourself in the comments below. Maybe you can jump on the show or something. I don't know.
Worst case scenario, we'll just come on and talk shit.
I would love that. Honestly, we could just play anyway. We'll talk about that after we
let's move on.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It was a great show.
Esteban.
Hey, look, if you have, we do a terrible job of promoting ourselves. If you haven't downloaded the Sound 228 app, it's on the Google app, Google Play Store and the App Store on Apple. Download it. Make sure you're listening to the radio station. That's where you're going to hear it. We can't play all the music that we're all about and that we're all promoting tonight on the Grudge Match. Those are 2 songs. Yeah, Matt's got it right there. He's even in the UK and he's got it. Download it now. Listen to it while you're at work. Thank you, Holly, for listening.
And I'll tell you,
while you're driving to work. Listen to it while you're sleeping.
Right. And I'll tell you one big reason to download the app. It's the only place that you can request a song now because it's not on the website anymore.
That's true also. And you can request your favorite band, which is what he's saying. You can get the bands on the sound check, added to regular rotation, or you can turn us on to something that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
So
all of us have We're all on social media. You could hit any of us up.
Yeah, or you could tag us on X.
Yep.
Sounds weird.
Formerly
but that's
known
what
as
it's called.
Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter. Anyway, stay tuned. May 1st. We don't have a guest, but you'll hear about it. I can guarantee.
Thanks for joining us.
Y'all have a good night.